Hello, family. We're here.
We made it.
We made it all the way to March Madness. Oh my goodness. We are ready to react live with y'all, and then we are going to dive into this bracket. We'll break down the bracket, but first we got to figure out what the hell the bracket even is, and that is what we are. That is number one on the to-do list. But while we're here, while we're waiting, let's think about our friends at home field because we got a little bit of something special cooked up. Okay, not only do we have your regular No Cap 15, but folks, we have a brand new collection. The No Cap Space collection, where you can have every single piece of women's basketball merch all in one place. We curated across the entire home field website and found you every piece of women's basketball merch that you could possibly need in your life. And we got you covered. Plenty of pages. Use code NOCAT15 and get 50% off your first order. And Andrew, we got a little bracket thing. What's the word, Andrew? What's the word?
We do. We got a pretty fun announcement for everybody. For the first year ever, we're going to be doing the No Cap Space Bracket Challenge on ESPN, and we have some prizes attached to all of them. So first place gets a free 1-year subscription to the Ball Knowers tier of No Cap Space, plus a $50 gift card to purchase whatever you want at home field. Second, as something falls in my apartment, second place is a 6-month free subscription to our Ball Knowers tier and a home field t-shirt up to $38 of your choice that we will ship out to you. Third in our bracket challenge gets a 3-month free subscription and a home field hat up to $36. So us and a home field are getting together. We're also bringing on some friends of ours in the press, those that cover women's basketball in the women's basketball scene, bringing people from our legendarium and bringing them into the bracket challenge as well. So test your mettle against 4 real women's basketball and Naismith Hall of Famers, as well as some of your favorite media personalities in the space, including us.
Yeah.
And let's have fun. I mean, this is going to be one of the most open national champion brackets we have had in some time. I have a weird feeling, depending on some of these matchups we're about to see selected, we might get a more chalky bracket up until the Sweet 16. But once we go from the second weekend on, this might be one of the most chaotic NCAA tournaments in recent women's basketball memory. I can't wait. We also have another no cap cover coming out this Wednesday, centering on one of the best players on one of the best teams in the country. I'm writing it. Stoked to share it with you. It's going to be a good one on Wednesday. So between us, between home field, the bracket selection Sunday, the covers, we have everything for you, including daily YouTube shows of previews all the way up until we get to the games themselves. And then we're live every single night here on YouTube after every game is played, after every first round, second round, Sweet 16, Elite 8, Final Four, national title. We will be here breaking it all down for you, our good friends and longtime listeners. First-timers, long-timers, we're happy to have you.
Happy to have everyone. Everyone's welcome. We're about to get ready into this bracket reveal. If you look at the chat, you can see the link there. It's also in the description as well. So get your entry in. Once we find out this bracket, try and win some prizes and try and, most importantly, beat No Cap Space. You know, like that's what you come get some bragging rights. And you know what's great, Andrew, is that we just had all those announcements, and we still have one more announcement at the end of the show. We have one more announcement at the end of the show, so you got to stick around because some fun things are happening. So it's time now, though. I'm ready.
All right, we got. I'm liking Dre's fit in the lime green. Our boy Charlie Creme holding it down. This is kind of a weird jib cam, isn't it? Like it almost off center, like it's tilted.
Yeah.
And like it's a machine cam, but kind of funky to start.
Chad would be like, "What's a jib?"
Yeah. Oh no, we got Holly in the panic room.
Bro, she has a panic room too?
Of course, she got the Barbie pink on.
Yeah,
we love that for Holly.
Always.
Oh, that would be great. Believe me, DT's on my list. We do have DT content, by the way, coming for those that saw the comment. That would be a great one. But we do have a DT story coming for you that I'm compiling right now that I think you're actually going to enjoy quite a bit. But we shall get there. We shall get there. Knowing this is ESPN, Tyler, how long do you think we have to wait to actually get to the bracket reveal?
So long.
Over under 8 minutes into the broadcast. It is 6:04 already.
I could see over. I could see us like going fully into a commercial break, and then we come out of it and like, all right, time for the first, the first region.
I want to see this because ESPN, they haven't really been playing with us for the college football playoff, and CBS does a fantastic job every single year. Richard Deitch from The Athletic actually noted it 2 minutes into the broadcast for the men's. They started tipping picks.
Yeah.
So let's see. We got a soundbite from everybody. Everyone on the panel's got their piece in.
I feel like I'm not fitted up right. Like I feel like I needed some lime green or something. Like,
here we go. All right.
Oh, now okay. The under.
Or maybe not. We'll see.
Never mind. Hold on. Johnny, hello.
Let's go. What's good?
Hampton could still get a bid.
At large Hampton, come on.
If they find a pocket of votes in Hampton Roads, they're gonna. This is still the path to victory.
Know that it was me. Number 1 UCLA.
Wow.
Number 1 overall.
Oh.
Is that number 1 overall? UCLA?
I think it is.
Get the Dowda shirts. Get the Dowda shirts.
Wow, I love it.
They went Euclid 1.
Wow.
Oh, they didn't even did they?
Yo, it's the right. It's right. It's
proper. My goodness, we started off hot.
I don't know about that.
They lost 2 games all year to the same team that they beat in the third, and they beat the other prospective number 1.
However, I don't know about that one, Chief.
Yes, I think it's the right pick.
Wow. Southern. Now, this is what I'm talking. Okay, look, I like Southern against UCLA. Get past UC San Diego. Come on, Southern. Come on, Southern.
Okay,
I love that. Yes, I love Richmond at an 8. That's such solid. A good at-large bid.
Solid. Yeah.
Well deserved. Well deserved. I'm glad they didn't play with them.
Oh, Nell, yeah. Let's go. Nell, yeah.
I like that matchup a lot, actually.
That's going to be fun. That'll be a fun one.
Yeah.
Richmond Georgia Tech is a fun one.
That feels like a really, really fun matchup to start.
Okay. Man, I can't believe we're here.
Oh my goodness! Because if they
Baylor at 4, wow.
Oh,
okay. That's a good pull for Nikki Collins.
Baylor made their way to 4 while Dariana Littlepage Buggs was out for this last stretch.
Oh, Grand Canyon, man, yeah, she's having the ride of her life.
Dog, you better hope Molly Miller's taking that Arkansas job this week, boy.
You gotta hope she's doing the Super Bowl week interviews. Cause
hey, yo, are they going too fast on y'all side? Because they just showed
Ole Miss. You're a little bit ahead of us.
No, I mean like they showed.
Yeah, it's
no. Like they showed the Ole Miss coming up as like Grand Canyon still celebrating. 5.
Oh yeah, they popped the big.
Hey, what is Coach Yo about to tweet?
Yo is not yo.
JP, get control of your island, bro.
Yo is doing the MJ. I took this personally.
Yeah, she's tight.
she's doing tight. The nonchalant.
Yup, she's tight with that. Absolutely.
Oh boy,
Muncie, sure.
Okay,
dude. Okay. All right. Conspiracy time. The selection committee has to know something about Molly Miller and where she's going if they're a 13. That feels like way too low for 32-2 Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
No, when was the last time Grand Canyon was in the When was the last time Grand Canyon was in a tournament?
This is their first one under
So no, so the fact that they're getting a 13 seed, like again, as watching HBCUs have to like quintuple peat to get a 12 seed. No, yeah, I think the highest we've gotten was like a 13 seed, 12, 13. So like her first
is
year.
that a Misa and a boot?
No, that's Flo. Flo's. Oh wait, no. Next to Flo.
The quality is not great.
Oh, they'll win that walking away.
That's smooth. Easy. That's easy for LSU.
I don't know. Depends on who it is in that boot. That better be ADR. It's a little bit
if that's Morrow and Flo and boots, that's crazy. That's a wild way to get started on this.
The worst type of boots on the ground.
Who's the six?
Oh,
Florida State!
Oh,
Florida
boy.
State! We're not coming to Norman, thank goodness! This is a win for the Sooners! This is a win for the Sooners! This is a win for the Sooners!
I can't lie.
Rest at LSU. They'll be fine. I feel you. Oh, George Mason. Congratulations.
Get ready to learn Ncaa Latson, George Mason.
I don't know. George Mason, that's a good 11 seed that you got to match with.
Man, Florida State going to LSU. That's gonna be a fun one.
I don't know, dog. They might have to get past GMU first. Like, wow, that's GM. Well, I guess the A10. The A10 was a better conference this year.
Yeah,
NC State at 2. Wow,
what a come up!
Wow,
what a come up for NC State.
I can't lie, dude. This is a great potential Elite 8 run bracket for NC State. Oh man, I like this for them a lot. I think they could beat LSU. They have the same. They both have the same deficiencies.
Yeah, I mean
I like that. Hell yeah, Vermont Catamounts, baby. We love it. We love it for our Vermont Catamounts. They're gonna get crushed, but who?
Congratulations, though. Ooh. Okay.
Ooh, okay. Michigan State at a 7.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I was very afraid of Florida State or Michigan State being the 6 to OU's 3. I'm feeling great right now.
Ooh, Harvard. Okay.
Hold on.
Michigan State at Harvard. Hold on.
Harmony Turner.
Hey.
Oh wow.
That is an incredible game. That is an incredible game.
I'm locked in.
Damn, I went from putting Michigan State in the Sweet 16 to maybe not having them out of the first round. What a turnaround.
That is a crazy matchup.
Nah, man. Harmony gonna go crazy.
By the way, that's the first Ivy. First Ivy. We're looking for 3.
Yep.
We're looking for 3.
All right. So wait, number 1 overall is Spokane, so then I'm okay. South Carolina's gonna get Birmingham.
Yeah, they'll get Birmingham.
They'll get. I feel like that was always gonna be. They were always going to go to Birmingham. It was just a matter if they were the number 1 overall or not.
Oh,
wow.
So,
man.
Okay.
So,
I don't know. We'll talk
Michigan
about
State,
it.
Harvard. We're going to dive into the whole bracket after the reveal, but Michigan State Harvard feels like the matchup so far. Baylor Grand Canyon is a fun one too, but
Florida State George Mason is also interesting.
Yeah.
See, Grand Canyon Baylor, I feel much better about having Baylor in that matchup. I'm actually a little bit spooked at the Florida State George Mason matchup because Florida State's shown a tendency to blow it to lesser teams. Not just this year, but in past years.
They've had just an off night.
They feel like they're much more prone to the off night than they are to than Baylor might be. That's my concern.
I don't think that's
okay.
Unfair.
Hold on, Brian Woods. Hold that question because we're gonna have to talk about that. Because I still feel like Grand Canyon's had an amazing season, but we're doing a bit. We're glazing a bit. I feel like the committee glazed a bit. I'm sorry.
Look, personally, when I look at their schedule, right? I think their non-con. They won as much as they needed to, right? You have 2 wins over your in-state opponents and Arizona State, who had a bad season, but Arizona, who's on the bubble.
Sorry.
Oh, we're going straight to the next region. Okay. ESPN. Let's get to it.
I thought we were going to have.
We'll circle back on everything. Everyone, hold your questions if you have them. We're going to circle back after the whole bracket.
There's a delay. Tell everybody, look at the camera. Look at the camera.
Everyone, lock in. Lock in. Look at Chloe's pointing to the camera, being like, "Hey guys, it's time. We're on. Hey guys, we're on. Hey guys, we're on."
Yo, the voguing taking place here is hysterical.
Hey guys, we're on.
Have they announced it in the stadium yet? Oh my gosh.
You don't look like it.
Okay. All right, man. So all right, bro. I don't know what's going on for real.
That was not the reaction from CLA that I was expecting to see.
San Diego State.
That could happen though. It's like way too behind.
San Diego State got a seed.
Damn, y'all are so far
unless you mean South Dakota State. Then no.
So we can't. So we'll have a bracket made up in the first commercial break here. We'll have a bracket in the commercial break, but we can't show you the TV.
As soon as they are on socials, they will be on the screen. I promise you. Like
as
soon as we can, we will.
We will show
Utah versus Indiana.
Pull up in front of my house if I put them on the screen.
Oh, I love this matchup.
Utah versus Indiana. That's gonna be some stuff.
Logos.
God bless the reporters. Saying colors.
We gotta tell them apart.
So,
okay, Maryland.
Neepkin's legacy game.
I can't. Yeah, really. I
need Jenna Johnson in the house for vibes. I don't know.
I don't see much in the way of a challenge for South Carolina yet.
Not yet.
Yo, I will say flex by Brenda Freeze as just from the recruiting standpoint to put the national
money full of trophies. She did the money full.
Oh, Norfolk State got a 13. Turn us up.
Oh,
let's
I love
go. It. Finally, HBCU above the playing game. Look at God. Look at God.
Hold on.
I don't want to put cart before horse, dog, but if you had to give Norfolk State a matchup, that's a perfect matchup.
As a 4, I looked
at 13 seed. I like that.
Look, you couldn't give them a team with a dominant big. That's where they would struggle. That's a perfect flag.
Hold on.
But I like, again, if Grand Canyon gets a 13, Norfolk State is earned. Like, I get what Brian is saying. Like, we got to go year by year. So if you're going year by year, they went undefeated in their conference too, and then had like a similar non-con. So it's good for the goose, good for the gander.
Remember, Norfolk State only lost to Alabama by 10 on the road earlier this season.
Well,
like this is.
To that point, Tyler, I think the difference between giving them a 13 to 12 here was Green Bay beat them.
Yeah.
Hey, why do they keep putting North Carolina over with us? Leave us alone.
Hey, I swear it is
bracket.
Yeah, this is going very fast. Look, no complaints from me.
Oh my gosh.
No complaints from me.
We got a William and Mary fan. He said I want to bring USC.
William and Mary wants to smoke.
Let's go.
14 Oregon State.
The
Pac-12
lives. That could be a good
one. Let's go.
The Pac-12 lives. Look,
what up, Jay? It's like sunrise over where you at. Homie Jason recording live from Hawaii.
They're putting God, why did they such a bad angle? I know exactly where in the stadium that is too. It's such a bad.
Joe is worried about a Washington bid.
You know, honestly, the Washington bid's been making me curious because I wonder where Oregon's going to end up. Charlie had them in the last
West Virginia at 6.
Sure. Mm-hmm. West Virginia to 6. We got a good feature on West Virginia coming up this week. I talked to JJ Quinterly earlier this year, and they got a fun vibe to them. I like this team. They just need a big. That's their only problem.
So you need to go to nocapspacewbv.com and subscribe.
11
there it is. There you go, Joe. That's 2 Ivies.
2 Ivies.
2 Ivies.
I think so. But you know what? I feel like if this is a Final Four here, Princeton is either going to be in the other first 4 matchup or they're not going to be in. I don't think they're going to have a solidified seed higher than Columbia's here.
I think so too.
Duke at 2.
Not Mike Neighbor Stray.
Oh, please not another North Carolina Duke game.
Oh, Jesus, you're right.
Please, not another Carolina Duke game.
Oh,
That is unsexy hoops. Ain't nobody. No.
We really gotta hope that Duke scores here. Also, Dawn Staley is licking her chops at this bracket, dog.
Oh, this.
I'm gonna be
South
real.
Carolina's the second number one overall.
I'm gonna be real. This bracket
is
this bracket's food for South Carolina, dog.
If I see anybody without South Carolina in their Final Four, I'm so sorry, but you are not winning the bracket challenge.
Let's go. The Fighting Kathy Engelberts. Hell yeah. That's where she went. She went to Lehigh. I'm pretty sure.
That just really caught me.
Hello, Vandy. Hello, Vandy. Anchors down, baby. Let's go.
All right, here we go.
Hey.
I love it. I love this for Vandy.
Hey,
Vandy is the 7 over Duke would be an interest. I can talk myself into that.
I was about to say, my knee-jerk reaction was, hold on now. Like,
Hello?
Not the girl on the
what's on their knees? Like, y'all didn't think you were gonna make it? Like, y'all were good, man.
Oh my gosh! Why would they do that? Yo,
Andrew, no!
Oh my god!
Oh no!
Whoa!
Oh,
wow, that might be the best first.
Oh
these
my god!
These 7-10s matchups are real.
Dog.
These 7-10s are real.
I don't know who she was praying to, but she needs to stop because she
Deja Kelly versus North Carolina is on the board. Deja Kelly versus North Carolina is on the board.
You on the SEC logo praying and got Oregon, like, sister.
Dude, you know what, though? This sucks because Oregon now is going to be the villains if they get this upset. Because now it's like you
don't even get to have fun with it. You don't even
cost us Michaela Blake's.
Yeah,
God,
like, thanks.
That's a lose-lose for Oregon. Because either you lose the game or you lose the narrative.
Mashani wins. Mashani wins.
I'm gonna tell you this though. If Oregon somehow manages to win this game, that Oregon Duke matchup might be even more heinous basketball.
It's gonna get disgusting.
It will be 43-42.
Yeah,
I am telling you right fucking now.
If Oregon can just get some threes to fall in this tournament, that has been the recipe for unsuccess.
Yeah,
I need that Chris comment. Tyler, can you grab that Chris comment real quick? Because I need before we go any further. Just
Tanya always wins. You have to remember this. It's inevitable.
Like, when's the last time I really truly lost? Like,
he is inevitable.
All right, are we gonna go to break or are we gonna come back here?
We got Florida Gulf Coast feed. Okay.
Right.
Hey, shout out to Florida Gulf Coast because Fresco left and they didn't drop off at all.
Oh, look who it is!
That might be
Wow.
Shouts to the Betts family, the homies, friends in no cap space.
Nice feature.
All right, Tyler, can you find the first bracket online? Have they gone up yet?
See what I can do.
Because we'll just rip through the break. Honestly, Joe, to me, this is the scariest thing. Like, that's it. They clearly are a different team without Elisa Medias, and so I'm worried. I don't love that matchup for them. I thought they would be a 9, but their last 4 buys, man, Charlie. So right now, there we go.
This is our top region.
Okay, let's talk this one first. Let's talk this one first. Low key, Ole Miss could find itself back in the Sweet 16.
Agreed.
Like,
Baylor. I'm just. They've been good recently. They've been better. I don't know what to do with them. I really don't. Yeah. So if Ole Miss beat, I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised at this point.
Yeah.
But I mean,
the biggest chaos is in Baton Rouge.
I think so too.
Because LSU could walk through that. Florida State could beat LSU. George Mason could beat Florida State. LSU's not losing to San Diego State, though. That's a week 14 for them. But this is where those bid stealers, like that's where this comes into play a little bit, because had this been a Wyoming, a Colorado State, a UNLV, you can maybe talk me into it with the Stars being hurt. San Diego State, I don't want to take away from them though. They've had a really good year this year. But it just, I don't know. LSU and the Mac Dog, like we know what the jig is.
We know what time it is. We know what time it is. I will say though, I think that there's a very real chance that NC State does not make the Sweet 16. Like even as a 2, like I am either one of those matchups, like Michigan State or Harvard provide like are interesting matchups in that way where like it really just depends on which half of the Duke game are we getting from NC State. Yeah. Because if it's first half, they'll be fine. But that second half, not great. No,
man. This Harvard one, I feel like we're gonna see Harmony put up like 40 in a loss.
That's what I'm saying. You're one Harmony superstar matchup that she's very capable of from Harvard, whether it be a first round, a second, like like at any point, if Harmony Turner's on the court, you are capable of winning a game because you have Harmony Turner. So like for Harvard, like if they go on a deep, like I just wouldn't be surprised if Harmony just continues to have superstar performances like she just did in the Ivy League tournament. Like she's been doing it all year. So if that continues, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
You know what's stunning to me is how in the midst of all of this, Aaron Rousel at Richmond has not had nearly the amount of like, are they going to get a job?
Yeah.
In spite of how good of a job he's done over there. Yeah. We're talking about Molly Miller and rightly so, but like dog, Richmond just walked in as an at-large 8 seed from the A-10. Like that's
crazy.
Huge
that's different.
Like,
wow.
Okay, where are we at?
Okay. Texas.
What's next? Texas number 1.
Right.
I think I understand it, but I do not think that we will see. We'll have to see the matchup. But
you have to put Texas there. But like
I agree, but they are not a top 4 team in the country.
I don't know about this one.
If this is UConn at number 2 in this,
they got High Point or William and Mary. Dang.
Honestly, what a great story William and Mary is, man. Shout out to Coach Cole and that whole crew, man.
That's insane, yeah. That is wild.
This has got to be so great for them. They just got out the showers, bro. Like they have the trophy, CAA trophy. Like they just came off the floor.
Oh, Joe thinks they're gonna put UConn USC again in the same region.
Yeah,
I can see it.
Riding a line. Okay, I see.
Okay. That's an 8 that could beat a 1.
Look, if Texas goes on a drought,
Shauna Green's the next like capital E elite job that comes up. If you're not calling Shauna Green wrong, you're absolutely.
Hey, they're gonna be going at it. Going at it.
Why is Creighton? I was gonna say they couldn't find a better camera angle for Creighton. It looks like they're at Sunday service here. Like what am I?
Righteous gemstones, baby. They're going all the way.
Right? This is the super church. Like, the hell am I looking at here? I know they're a Christian school.
It's gonna be USC UConn again. It's gonna be USC UConn.
I really don't want that yet, though.
Hey now.
Oh, the Buckeyes get a 4 seed here. Okay.
Okay. Who they got? Who they got?
Dude, I love these delays so much. Like the ones that are 20 seconds and you can tell they're all just watching and waiting and don't realize that they're on TV yet. Oh, Montana State's going to be a fun one. I like this Montana State team a lot, actually.
Oh, see, their delay was good. What type of Wi-Fi they got in Columbus, Ohio?
How do you have better Wi-Fi in Missoula, Montana right now, bro?
They're the only ones using it in the state. Like
they're using Suckeye Wi-Fi. Oh wow, 5 for Tennessee.
Wow.
Oh, they stay at 5.
That's
really,
interesting.
Man, they gave them a lot of respect this year.
They did.
They said, "What is this? What is this camera angle?
This literally looks like one of those green screen augmented reality sets.
It looks like a Zoom background.
Is Kim
not
Caldwell
a Black Mirror episode?
That's a weird.
South
that
Florida. Okay, I guess. Child, I don't know.
Tennessee, Ohio State is gonna be very chaotic if we get that. Like just like
assuming they make it.
Like that's what I'm saying. If we get
Slow
that,
down.
Yeah.
Slow down.
No, 100%. Because honestly, either one of those teams,
like I don't trust
the potential. The stinker potential is there. They both wield it.
I smell it. They need to go shower real quick. Oh, Notre Dame with 3. Oh.
Wow. All right, man. If this is not the fuel that you need to do this.
Oh, wow.
Like, I don't want to hear it from Notre Dame.
Wow.
This is set up for you to win this. This is set up.
Notre. Yeah. Wow. I mean, like, I get it, but wow, like that's a 3 seed after
Stephen F. Austin, the way 14. That's crazy.
After the way that they started their season, Notre Dame.
That's not an easy. Honestly, Stephen F. Austin is not an easy. That's not an easy 3-14 either. Of all the 3-14s, that might be one of the harder ones, frankly.
That's crazy.
Michigan at 6. Okay. Honestly, bro, that means we could conceivably get second round Silas Swords versus Hannah.
Silas versus Hannah?
I like that.
The energy is there. The enery is.
Oh, Iowa State and Princeton. So that's 3 Ivy Leagues.
3 Ivies.
Iowa State versus Princeton. Hey, that's gonna be interesting.
Oh, I love that. Hell yeah.
I like that, Patricia. Let's go. William and Mary to the Final Four. Rip your squad.
3 Ivies.
Rip your squad.
Oh, that's incredible. Oh, sorry.
Shout out to the nerds, man. Shout out to the nerds.
They gave TCU a 2. They put TCU over Notre Dame. I don't know about that one.
I bet they beat Notre Dame. I bet that's what it came down to. The recency and they beat Notre Dame.
Child, I guess. Audie Crooks versus Ivy. Just all Ivy. All of Ivy.
Really exciting. Everyone but one.
Notre Dame. So yeah, we get USC UConn. That's happening. Look,
bro,
Notre Dame, what are you prepared to do about it?
Hey.
What are you prepared to do about it?
Haley Van Lith versus Notre Dame, turn me up.
Bro, that would be
turn me up.
You think about some
turn me up.
Haley versus
Haley Van Lith versus Louisville. Haley Van Lith versus Louisville. Yes,
no
God.
Way.
Yes.
No way.
Yes.
No way.
Yes.
No way.
Yes.
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 Haley Van Lith revenge tour.
Let's
wow.
go.
Let's go.
Assuming they get out of this. with Nebraska.
Nah.
Let's
Hate
go.
Does a lot. Hate powers everything. Hate powers. Oh my gosh.
Oh my
Haley
goodness.
Van Lith, the Haley Van Lith side of the bracket.
Oh
I'm
my
renaming
God.
the region.
The Haley Van Lith region. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Oh, she got Birmingham because if she got Spokane, that would have been
Jeff
close
Love
enough to.
Is about to cook up the nastiest game plan you've ever seen in your entire
Why don't we have?
life.
I need footage from TCU right now. Oh, she knew better.
Oh my!
Mark
goodness.
Campbell said, "Cut the cameras."
We didn't get it last year. We didn't get it last year. We did not get it.
Cut the cameras.
They said you're getting this rematch one way. If we didn't get it last year, you're getting it this year. We are seeing HBL versus Louisville.
That's what I'm saying, Joe. Like, it could have been her region for real, but she in Birmingham, so we'll just have to rename it. Kashmir is such a dope name for a city,
right?
Even if it is in Washington. Oh my gosh, because I was like literally thinking, I was like, where is Haley Van Lith going to be? I need to see the potential for drama, because it's going to come no matter what. She might start something against Fairleigh Dickinson. I would love to see it.
She got to get revved up, like that's like she's got to get the shit talking ready to go. Like
she's gonna be like, who?
I mean, she's always on go, to be honest, but like,
all right, apples come from Kashmir. All right,
good
girl,
Washington
get up.
Apples, they hit it too.
USC, presumably the number 1 here with UConn at the 2,
would have to be right.
Like,
that's so annoying. That's so annoying. I can't believe. Woo, child. Woo, Chile.
My goodness.
It's getting dramatic.
Again, we'll re-go through the entire bracket, but I'm gonna pull up the second region we saw while we're on break.
USC versus Fairleigh Dickinson. Hey, you.
This is where we're at right now. This is South Carolina's region. This is food. I'm so sorry, y'all. This is food.
Bro,
this is food. I mean, I feel like Vanderbilt, Oregon could get fun.
Dog, you put Notre Dame at a 3 seed to give Don Staley Duke at 2. I never want to hear bias against South Carolina ever again. RIP 3/16/25. That agenda died. It died with bugs coming out of its mouth, dog. Like you put Texas, Notre Dame,
doubt us, doubt us.
You in one bracket, and you gave South Carolina, Karen Luther
doubt
King,
us,
and 3 other teams, bro.
Because,
like, come on.
Hey, but you didn't give us number 1 overall. They doubt us.
They doubt us.
They doubt us.
Honestly, so it could be some incredible Kirby Smart shit from Don, bro, to be like
USC, Iowa, and UConn in the same region.
They said I couldn't be a high school quarterback. Like, dog, this is crazy.
Oh, like, my gosh.
See, even the good Lord sent you a sign that said South Carolina bracket here, bro.
Hey, I'll tell you right now, I'm immediately on the lookout for a 3-6 Oklahoma State right now. That is what I'm currently eyeing, because that would be very fun.
Honestly, but West Virginia could have their hands full with either Columbia or Washington. That's not a super easy 6-11.
No, it's
Norfolk State. I legit think Norfolk State is going to stay within single digits of Maryland, if not beat them outright. Green Bay is going to lose to Bama, even though I love Green Bay. Utah, Indiana is a coin flip, but either one's going to get fucking obliterated by South Carolina. Although I will say Utah played them well, like in last season.
But they have Alyssa Peely, so
they did have Alyssa Peely. Vandy and Oregon. God, I hate that for Oregon, bro. That's such a lose for Oregon.
Yeah, bro. That is not fun at all.
I was looking at Oregon as like, damn, plucky 10. Like, I'm really excited to see who they end up playing and maybe beating. And now I look at that, I'm like, great. Like, either my team wins or they end up knocking out one of the most exciting young players in the bracket. That Literally. Sucks. I hate that. I hate that for me personally.
Yeah, for you personally.
Now Jenna Johnson's music is playing.
Stone Cold Glass Crash.
That would be truly the most insane outcome.
You want to talk about like the redeem, like man, that is I mean, again, I just completely feel like this bracket is just food for South Carolina. Like, I don't see, frankly, I don't see any threat. Like
if Duke shoots the way they shoot,
that's it. That's all they got.
Yeah,
all right, we're back.
We have doubters. No, I'm like locked in on this. I'm locked in on this William and Mary run.
Hey, I
like it.
If we see someone in the bracket challenge, which the link should be in the description below now. If we see a William and Mary winner, we know who it was on our bracket challenge. Okay,
I'm coming around. I'm coming around to William and Mary Final Four.
All right, let's see here.
Man, that Big East schedule tanked them.
Yeah, I don't. You know what it is? You know what's gonna do it? It's gonna be the quad one. Yeah, quad one wins and losses. That's what does it.
There it is. USC.
Yep. Shout out to them, man. Good crowd in Galen on a Sunday.
Yeah. I assume the students probably popped up.
That's Kiki voguing, girl. Get out of here.
Oh my gosh.
Talia acting up in front.
That's to the friends at No Cap Space.
Hey, Lindsay P with the wee baby. Love the squad. USC and UNC Greensboro. Okay, first starter.
Boy, that's gonna be a trip.
Now going across the country to see Juju Watkins.
Man, enjoy the in and out what you want because it sucks. Okay, ACC getting some teams in. This is disgusting.
Cal playing in LA is good for them though.
Oh, that's dope.
It is.
Yeah. You get to stick around, get to be relatively close to home. That's nice. I like it.
Cookout Whataburger.
Hello.
In and out. Cookout is no longer satisfying my needs. Mississippi State. Like, Cookout was always just, like, cheap and available, which was great when you're in college.
My twin.
Let's go, Tyler. Let's go.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot, now I would prefer to Oregon at that 9 over Mississippi State. Shoot.
Mm-hmm.
I have not been moved by Mississippi State all this year. They are so unremarkable to me this season.
I think USC will be just fine. Kentucky at the 4.
Or see Kentucky. Okay. I like
that dance. Y'all are so goofy.
Oh, what are we doing?
What is this?
Hey.
What is this?
Hey. Oh.
Not that guy in the space.
Yeah.
TikTok.
Yeah, that's a TikTok, y'all. Just so y'all know.
Ew, Liberty. Blah.
Boo! Boo!
Western Kentucky. I have no idea how this team is good. I have like kept an eye on Liberty all year. I looked through all of their advanced metrics. I've like watched a couple games. I'm like, them being 26-6 belies all logic. I don't understand why they're good.
Kansas State at a 5 is a little interesting to me.
Remember, Lee is back.
That's a good point, actually.
Oh my goodness! Versus Fairfield.
Ooh.
Oh.
Hey, that's a 12 that
I'm
a 12 that I wouldn't mind putting money on.
I'm intrigued.
Oh,
I don't know. Like, are all these 12s like in a good position to upset?
We can go through. I feel like off rip, yeah. Like there's a couple for as much as there's a possibility for chalk. Like there's like genuine possibility for some like real.
There you go, Tyler. Oklahoma 3 seed.
Go get your home field shirts, everybody. Code NoCat15. Go get your home field shirts. Who's the 6? Who's the 6? I was afraid of Florida State. I was afraid of Michigan State. Is it Oklahoma State?
You need to focus on this 14 first. Talking about who the 6. Oh, y'all got Florida Gulf Coast game, bro. Y'all got Florida Gulf Coast.
Oh, shit. Hold on. Hold on.
Look what I just said, bro.
Hold on. Wait.
Let's focus on this 14 real quick.
Wait.
Oh, my God.
6 is Iowa.
Oh, Big Jen. No. Big Jen, no. No. Hold on. Big Jen, hold on. Wait. Big Jen. Oh,
Big Jen is going to be holding
like Michael Kelly. Okay. Jenny, what are you prepared to do about it? What are you prepared to do
Jenny
about
it? Against her alma mater.
God, they love giving Iowa these.
Jenny against her alma mater.
They always seem to get an MVC team.
Oh no!
He said, "I felt Greer. Shut up."
The Iowa fans are making their way to Norman, Oklahoma. I'll meet you at the Chili's. I'll meet you at the Chili's, Iowa fans.
UConn in the Iowa bracket? Come on now.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Come on now.
Bro, UConn in
this
Iowa.
Is getting devious.
Oh, I love that.
Arkansas State. Okay.
Who the hell is rooting for whom in Spokane? You think there's more Iowa fans that get to Spokane or UConn fans?
Iowa. UConn fans are broke. Except Greer. Greer's like she's both the 1% and the 99 at the same time.
I'm dead. That's so funny.
Bro, Iowa. Oh God.
Oklahoma State.
Hold on.
God.
Hear me out.
Wait.
Hear me out. Oklahoma State sometimes just decides that they don't want to lose.
Guys, Natasha Cloud just got traded to the Liberty.
What?
How?
I'm dead serious.
She just got
You're lying. What type of news dump is that?
South
them picking just dropped, bro.
What is that?
Number seven pick in the 2025 draft and New York's first rounder in 2026.
What type of news dump is this?
That's a crazy time for this.
Okay, we'll get into that at some point tonight. Goodness, I mean.
What a time to do that, bro. Holy cow.
Who are they getting rid of? Because you can't have all them guards. I'm sorry. Sabrina's on her way out. They saw her play against that Filipino teenager and was like, absolutely not.
I knew that was coming. I knew
Absolutely not.
Tyler,
She over
put the
getting an
tweet up.
attitude.
Put
All
the
right,
tweet up.
here. Let me. Okay, we'll talk.
Wow, this
Well, I
is
guess
crazy.
we'll talk.
I
Clash
can't
of
believe we
Cloud
got
real
to
quick.
pivot.
We'll talk Clash of Cloud really quick.
Wait.
Who dropped it? Who dropped it?
Ben Pickman with the Athletic.
All right.
Oh
So
God,
what if
Joe,
they
you're
trade-
right. That would suck.
Well, they will cut Jalen.
Oh, that would be unfortunate.
So Sabrina is getting black women fired.
Wow, that's so
Here we
crazy.
go. In
That's
exchange for
so
number 7
crazy.
in the 2026 first.
Well, it makes
Wow.
pick 7 a little more interesting in the draft now.
Yeah.
God, bro,
That's
what
crazy.
high key, what an upgrade for the Liberty to go all in now. You go from Sloot to Cloud.
That's massive.
Wow.
She
That
can't
is
keep getting away with this.
And you
that's
haven't given up.
crazy.
And also remember, they're getting Rebecca Gardner back.
Yeah.
Like just as like another piece of this. Like, damn,
and they're
Shawnee,
just gonna
thoughts?
keep hiding her deficiency. Like she's now the 7th best guard on that team, and it's like she needs to get cut, bruh. Like this is
Bro, I'm
ridiculous. They need to
stunned.
waive her.
Shawnee, I see the floor, bro. This is wow. I can't believe this just dropped in the middle of our
They're
goddamn show.
sticking- They're stacking the deck, and it's like, you do what you want when you popping. They just came up short in a very highly watched in WNBA finals. So it's like, we're gonna get people to get us over that hump. I think like keeping the guard that shot 1 for 19 is a choice, but it's like, oh, she was hurt. Okay, but she's not smart enough to know don't shoot if you hurt. Like, why are you shooting 19 times if your hand hurt? That doesn't make sense. Like after, I don't know, the 9th, 10th straight miss, wouldn't you be like, maybe I should do something different to contribute to my team's victory instead of playing for the Lynx? Like she just switched jerseys mid-game, but good for them. I think that puts them over the top because when you look at like the talent hoarding, they're doing a good job of it. And all of this to beat Caitlin Clark. That's kind of interesting.
I will say
there's the pivot.
This is absolutely Skip Baylessian of you to take this trade and make it about Sabrina.
Bro, because she's overseas, like stinking. She should be looking for real estate where she's on her tour right now. She should be picking out a lovely 4-bedroom home in with the Guangdong Dragons.
I don't know, dog. You got her
she's
kind of money,
getting
you get like an estate. But still.
Okay, first of all, she needs to be respectful to the market. Don't be a full colonizer, Sabrina.
That's crazy.
Okay.
This is insane though. This is how we immediately got to Natasha Cloud gets traded and we've gone to this so quickly.
She should be looking for a house on her overseas Asian tour, and instead she's getting even more help to mask her deficiencies. I cannot believe this.
You know what this tells me though? What this tells me is that they're like her like move to 2-guard is complete. Like
it's gotta be.
Yeah, like you've been running a true 1 with her really since year 2, since Crystal Dangerfield. And then you bring in Sloot, and then you're able to kind of make this push, win a championship this past year. But now you have another, what I would argue, Cloud to me is a truer point guard than Sabrina is. And I feel like this just makes the case that she is now at this point a bona fide like combo /2 that needs to play with a facilitator 1 in order to be fully unlocked. It's a little like
we've had that like argument for years now. What does she play?
Yeah,
and like in all seriousness, all jokes aside, she ran Sloot out of New York because like those quotes from Sloot, like people weren't reading between the lines because they didn't have their hater glasses on, but I keep mines on. And she's like, I need the ball in my hands. Like, why am I here just like posting up in the corner? And it's like, yes, because y'all tried to make Sabrina the 1. So to your point, if they had let her play her natural position, let Sloop play her natural position instead of trying to push her to get her first team ever in her career, you might have kept the band together, but you get Tasha Cloud. So
yeah, I was gonna say, but this is an upgrade anyway. Yeah, who cares? This is an upgrade for them.
She won. Like, this is perfect next to Sabrina.
Liberty or their title are the title favorites again.
Oh, easily.
Like
I don't think that's any doubt. Like, you don't lose anything. Like, you didn't make any big trades. Like, we heard, kind of like the number 3 conversation around potentially Benaja or Satu, or there's kind of been the different things. They stuck to their guns and they end up being better.
Hold on a second.
Because
we're not getting voter transparency, but we're letting the chairs. Girl, lock your account.
Wait, what? I don't know. I mean, look.
When have we ever had this though? Like somebody from the committee speak on the show.
Hey, thank you, transparency. Remember, folks. Let's we want to pivot back to the bracket. Are we
throw the bracket back up? Yeah. I mean,
let me pull this up. Reminder:
we're gonna do separate on this. Ball up top and 5 out are absolutely gonna do this.
Yeah. No, we will talk about this. Remember, link just dropped in the chat. The challenge should be live. I think now. I don't know how fast they get it up, but prizes are on the line to if you win, if you're top 3 in the no cap space bracket challenge, and worst case, you can talk about beating us, which is always fun. Okay, let me find this bracket. Let's get this up and let's see what we're working with here, because there's some fun matchups, y'all. Really across this entire bracket. So okay. Let me know if we can either go region by region with this, or we can. You want to go region by region with the graphics?
Yeah, just so it can be seen a little bit easier by people.
All right, let's. So we kind of hit on region 1 with UCLA and South Carolina already.
Yep.
We can. Is there anything? Just real quick, just to make sure we hit. Is any again? Ole Miss Baylor, interesting there. I feel UCLA. It's really the bottom half of the bracket that intrigues me on this one, whether it be the Florida State LSU or Florida State George Mason. Michigan State Harvard is incredibly interesting to me with that one. And then even the winner that playing NC State, depending on what version of NC State we get that day, is genuinely I could see those teams with whether it be Michigan State kind of just out toughing NC State, or a Harmony Turner superstar performance that we know is very possible that can happen to beat NC State. So I'm very intrigued. I like this battle. The bottom half of this bracket is what raises my eyebrows.
Michigan State could end up. Maybe I'm crazy, but Michigan State could end up in the Elite 8 here. Depending on what LSU's injuries are, if you get by NC State, who knows what that other portion of the bracket is going to show us. And if there's one thing that Robin Freilic's team has done really well this year, they're a really resilient group. They don't really get blown out often. I think they've only had it happen to them once. But they are really, you saw it a lot in the start of the year when they play the Cals and the Vanderbilts of the world, which is basically a 7-10 matchup in its own right. Yep. They were the ones that could pull out and win these games late. So Michigan State is a very interesting tournament team because they've got a lot of different players that can win them ball games in very interesting ways. UCLA is going to have a hard time with the winner of Richmond, Georgia Tech. And I feel like people are going to make it a lot about UCLA.
And that is a very good 8-9. That is solid.
Yeah. Good 8-9 right there. Coach Yo, I'm waiting for the Coach Yo tweet about being pissed that they got snubbed out of Oxford. I'm waiting for that. It's coming. It's 100% coming. But outside of that, it feels pretty prime for UCLA to be the Final Four team at the end of all this.
But yeah, no, I'm with you. Again, I think the Michigan State NC State matchup is interesting to me, specifically because of the second half that we just saw in that Duke game, where it's I feel like we could see Michigan State kind of apply that same level of kind of toughness factor in that and out just kind of out survive NC State in a game. If that happened, I would not be surprised. Currently, Coach Joe has only tweeted one thing and it is Joy. With the, I don't know if she's like using the emoji. Like I don't know, but it's like the full like full piece. Like normally like. So I won't try and decipher the emojis. Okay, next up, South Carolina season. Again, we kind of touched on this one as well already. It feels like easy money for South Carolina. Again, I think the Duke region could get a little bit interesting when it comes to the Vanderbilt Oregon. Andrew, I'm so sorry for your loss. No matter which way the game goes. You're muted, Andrew. You're muted.
I'm still gonna take them in my bracket. I just don't know what I can. That sucks. That sucks.
Yeah. So
Oregon State's kind of fun and funny because Scott Rueck is a good enough coach that he could really fuck around and do something here.
Yeah.
You know, like they don't have as much talent.
No, but he's
prior seasons have had.
Yeah.
But if there was a coach in a program where I'm like, oh, they could.
I don't want to see him in March. He's one of those coaches where it's like, especially like at the first game of March, where you get like you have a little bit more time to prepare. I'm not trying to see Scott in that matchup. Absolutely not.
Well, dude, not only that, but like 3-14 games, like sometimes those are the games where someone's falling asleep too.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
it's just wide enough, like to kind of get that. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I mean, I'm trying to think, what are like the dream matchups here, like late into this bracket? Like, I really don't want to see Duke, North Carolina again.
The problem with Vandy is, well, you know what? A Vandy South Carolina Elite Eight would be kind of fun.
That's kind of where I'm leaning to. I think West Virginia could also be a fun team to go deep, like just because they got some real, like JJ is such a hooper on that team, like that could be a fun one.
A Norfolk State Sweet 16 run against South Carolina would be pretty cool.
That would be dope. And that is a very plausible
possibility. I don't think it will happen, but I'm rooting my hardest for that possibility.
Yeah.
Washington, like I said, Washington, Columbia, whoever comes out of that is a fun 11. But yeah, dog, South Carolina. This is South Carolina. Just easy peasy.
Shawnee, any thoughts from you here in South Carolina's region? Just feeling good, feeling like anything that sticks out to you as any type of worry or anything?
No. Sorry, I was trying to see what the commentary was so I could bring it back to, but like they were talking about repeat matchups, so I can just chime in at the end. The selection committee lady was talking about repeat matchups. So
that they didn't want one, or that they were cool with having them.
Well, Holly was like, did that factor into anything? Like, fans wanting to see like different matchups, and she was like, if UCLA and USC, face each other, that's gonna be like a fourth time. And she's like, fans want to see good basketball, and they're gonna see that. And I was like, ooh, okay. And she was like, we stuck to the math.
I mean,
and it's kind of like you stuck to the math and still got Iowa, UConn, and USC in the same bracket again. That's interesting to me.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like, I don't really mind. Like, if it's like late in the game rematches, like I'm cool. But like, man, it's like seeing North Carolina and Duke and us like that. Ew. Like I just don't want to. I think honestly, it's just like that game specifically. To be honest, I just don't want to watch those two teams play again. I'm over it.
At the end of the day, it's only so many places you could put them. So it's like.
Right, for sure.
We gonna see them again anyway. So it's just an interesting situation that everybody got their favorite matchup. Because, like, let's say UNC makes a run, right? What if they see South Carolina again? We see them like every year in the tournament. Like that's
every
weird.
year, dog.
Like
Like
genuinely, it's like, how many times has it been like in the past 5 years? I feel like it's been like three? Right? I feel like
it was that 1 year it was okay. So 2022 was when they came close, quote unquote, and held us to blah 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 blah. Then the next year was like a little revengey type thing. So yeah, this is like the third time in 5 years.
Like technically, like it's possible. Like I know, like they've been on this like in the same region several times. Like it's good lord, like
leave us alone. Go away. Let's get your own bracket.
Let's move into this Texas region. Texas gets the number 1 seed. I think we're all in agreement here. Is Texas a top 4 team in the nation right now? I don't think so. I don't think any of us think so.
This is
but it's respect to the resume. And
yeah.
According to eyeballs, no. According to math, you gotta
nerds. Like, but no, like, I mean, I'm looking at Notre Dame. Like, what are you prepared to do about it? Like, this is a very plausible Notre Dame Final Four. Like, you've beaten Texas. You lost to TCU, but like, I still just don't think TCU is better than Notre Dame. Like, I think what we've seen with Notre Dame at their best, they can win the national championship. But obviously, what we've seen recently is nowhere near that, and they've been very almost oddly public about that. Like, normally we don't hear those type of what we were hearing from Hannah Hidalgo in the post game after the ACC, where it's like, we are not anywhere close. Like, we don't get that level of insight, like that. Like,
that's not a good sign.
It's not. Exactly. And so, like,
it's some things like you shouldn't say out loud. They might be true. We might be able to say it, but like, you got to put on a brave face when you're in public.
We knew that.
You ain't got to say it.
Yeah, you ain't got to say it. So, like, from that perspective, like, I see several teams. Like, if Notre Dame is at their worst, I could see a Michigan upsetting them. Hell, I could see an Iowa State like an Audi legacy game. Like, that is not out of the realm of impossibility here. Like, there's really not anywhere, if we get recent Notre Dame, that I feel like they can't slip up at in this. Whether, like, no matter what team they'd see in the Sweet 16, I think it's a possibility. Like, it's genuinely a very interesting position for Notre Dame, because if we get good Notre Dame, frankly, to me, not that it should be a breeze, but like, if we're getting good Notre Dame performances, there's no reason that they can't be in the Final Four, and at minimum the Elite Eight, like at minimum. So I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued in Notre Dame immediately. What we see from them early on.
If there's a portion of the bracket that is going to like destroy people's predictions, it's going to be this one.
Yeah, I think so too.
This is going to be the bracket where I think the most wrong picks are gonna occur.
Yeah, I'm with you. What do we feel about Texas here? So obviously, Texas has had just some of the most odd offensive play for a team that has really good wins. Like, their resume and their offensive play do not look like they should belong to the same team, but alas, they do. And so, like, the resume speaks for itself, and when it comes to why they are the number one seed. So it's like, and also, frankly, other teams didn't do what they were supposed to do either, and that also played into this. But looking at this, where do we see kind of the potential slip-ups here for Texas? Like, do we feel confident about them getting out of Austin to begin with? Like, are we cool with that?
Low key, no.
That 8-9.
I'm gonna be honest with you though. I'm looking at that Illinois game, and I do not feel confident at all that you might get tripped up against a team like that. What's amazing to me about Illinois and what they've done this year is that they've done it with their third, their arguably top 3 player, not being in the roster. Yeah. It was Genesis Bryant, I believe, it was like an undisclosed, Makira Cook, who had an undisclosed health condition that, sadly, I think threatened her career. And, so you end up with Genesis Bryant and Kendall Bostich trying to, fix and fit a lot of this stuff. But, they've hung in with a good chunk of really, really good teams this year. Creighton has done the same. Tennessee and Ohio State.
That's where I'm looking. I'm looking at Tennessee as like, y'all can make this happen. Like, again, like, they're another team where it's like, honestly, like, Ohio State, I haven't been incredibly moved by for the majority of this season, like to the way that I felt like they can play at. So, like, and then Tennessee has obviously had their own struggles down the stretch. Like, this is a region where, like, I think this is easily the region where we have the most possibilities of teams that could go to the Final Four. I don't think that's any, like, I don't even think it's close, honestly. You all the way down to, like, again, like, there's just a lot of inconsistent teams, like, where we've seen them at their best.
Tennessee and Texas, when they met, the one time they met this year, It was 76-76 with 44 seconds left
Very
to play.
close.
Like, and that was not a scenario of Tennessee falling behind on a huge margin like they had against LSU or South Carolina and then battling their way back. Like, that game was back and forth the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
And, as we've seen with Texas, like, low-key, all it takes is one bad Madison Booker. You're one bad Madison Booker game away from losing.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's going to be a lot to ask to make her basically the focal point and centerpiece of, your ability to get out of just the Sweet 16, let alone the Elite Eight, which, on the bottom end of the bracket, whoever comes out of that, be it Notre Dame, TCU, maybe a Michigan, whoever comes out of that is going to be super battle tested. They're going to be a team that knows how to win. I'm really curious about TCU just because there's like a little like NBA-ishness with TCU where it's like when you get to the postseason and people really start to try on defense, like, are you going to run into something that you weren't?
I'm looking at that Louisville matchup.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like realistically speaking, and I am so dead ass when I say this, bro.
Mm-hmm.
If Louisville gets out of that matchup against Nebraska, Jeff Walz is a hell of a coach.
Mm-hmm.
And there might not be the same level of talent on the other side of the floor, but there's a 6'4" big and Olivia Cochran that can play with Sedona Prince. And, Tajana Roberts, who is basically HVL's successor at Louisville.
Yep.
And when you got to win, and you got to win the games where people muck it up, I don't know, man.
I'm rolling with Jeff in that scenario.
And that's not to say that Mark Campbell's not a phenomenal coach. Like, those teams at Oregon, in 2019 when they made the Final Four, like, they had to beat a Vic Schaefer Mississippi State with Tierra McCowan that, for all intents and purposes, people thought was going to be an NCAA champion level contender.
Yep.
Now, I don't know. I feel like TCU has played really well this year, but I still personally feel like they're a level away. And I guess we're going to find out how ahead of schedule they are on a lot of this stuff. This is also big put up or shut up for Neil Ivey. Like, 3C, like you said, what are you prepared to do about it?
Yeah, I completely agree. Because, I mean, again, definitely anything below an Elite Eight is a disappointment for Notre Dame. Like, again, like you should feel very, very good, like, at your best. Again, knowing what you can be. At your best, you'd be feeling fantastic right now. But again, there's just so many question marks going into March. And that's never when you want to have question marks, is going into the tournament. Like, you don't want to have to figure it out now. So, like, again, like, I think Notre Dame in the first round even could be the team, like, I'm most, like, eyeing, not necessarily for, like, an upset, but, like, what do you look like right now? Like, what is the body language? What is this getting? Because second round is coming quick. And any of those three, if you are playing bad Notre Dame basketball, can take advantage of it. Like, I truly believe that from any three of those. Then obviously Michigan being the main one in that. But, like, I don't know, man. I agree with you. Like, I don't think it's like, hot seat, like, super crazy, like, for Neo. Like, oh, she's gonna get fired, something bad happens. But I think some dialogue. Like, if you crash out early after the way that this kind of you lose the ACC tournament, you lose the outright ACC championship.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I could absolutely see if there's an early upset, some dialogue happening. And again, so I'm immediately eyeing Notre Dame as, like, to me personally, for how I feel about Notre Dame, they should be a Final Four team in this region. Like, at their best, like, I don't think that's close to me. Like, I think that at their best, they are clearly the best team. I mean, they beat Texas. Like, they've already done that. And like, it took the overtime. It was close, but they beat that. And that was in their time when I felt like they were playing their best basketball. That was right around the time they beat USC. So, to me, Notre Dame internally, if you feel like if it's anything below a Final Four, I think it's disappointing. For me, it's certainly anything below an Elite Eight is incredibly disappointing. So that's immediately who I'm eyeing in this.
All right. As we've been talking, I have filled out my bracket.
Oh, wow. Well, here, do you want to get to the last region first?
Go to the last one, and then I'll unveil my first.
And remember, folks, we still have a very special announcement here at the end, so you gotta stick around. We're going through it. Oh, okay. USC getting this bracket and Texas getting their bracket. It's an evil world we live in. I mean,
South Carolina getting their bracket, dog. Like, come on now.
It's an evil world we live in. I mean, Southern Cal goes and beats UCLA twice. Obviously, loses in the Big Ten tournament game in a game that was like it was relatively close. It wasn't like a blowout by any means. And goodness, it feels like they got punished for it. Like it. I mean, again, UConn in the bracket. Okay, hold on. Super Chat guarantees you on the screen. Peggy says, "Do you think Olivia Miles will declare if they don't make it to the Final Four?" I feel like she's declaring.
I feel like it doesn't matter.
I feel like she's declaring pretty much no matter what. Like, it would have to be some like supreme crash out, and even then, it just feels like she's gone. She's had so many injuries, and I feel like if I'm advising her, I especially like you can go get to a great situation at number 2 in Seattle. I'm rolling to the WNBA. But thank you for the super chat, and thank you for the question. Again, super chat gets you on screen, guaranteed. Okay, let's dive into this. Southern Cal, the Mississippi State at 9. I don't know.
That's a toss-up game.
Like, that's like I'm not really moved. Like Cal. Yeah, I think either one of those teams.
Cal is more fun than people give them credit for. Cal's going to beat Mississippi State, and they might give SC a better game than we anticipate.
I can see it.
Like, I legit think Cal could have been a 7 seed and potentially messed around on a 2 seeds day. But you walk into South Carolina or USC is just a very different situation. This one, the Kansas State Kentucky pod is to me the most interesting pod of all, because how does Kansas State play with Aoka Lee, who hasn't been in the lineup for a huge chunk of time? Like, you have gotten used to playing without her for the better part of the last month and a half, 2 months. And beyond that, Fairfield doesn't have a player of that size, you know? Like, I think
it's hard to not abuse that, but also the familiarity of it.
At what point do we not see, like, K-State just like spams Aoka every single possession? Like, to be honest, I think this is a terrible pull for Fairfield. I would have liked them personally. I would have liked them in one of the 11 seed spots, because I think they worked hard to try and bolster their non-con. It's not their fault Arkansas stunk this year. You know, they lost to Oklahoma State, who's a 7 seed, by 2. And the difference in seedings is 5.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I don't love that. I don't love
having them at that Murray State 11 would have been.
Yeah. But they're dangerous. I just think the one thing that, I wish I knew a little bit more about them is, how this works against K-State. If they were a 5 seed and Aoka Lee wasn't coming back, I'd have been like Fairfield. Easily. Yeah. Easily. Yeah. But you can't teach the height. And Aoka Lee is a skilled big at that height. And that makes a big difference. That opens us up to the potential for Aoka Lee versus Clara Strack, 6'7" versus 6'5" in the 5-4 matchup, which to me is a really interesting game. I think that's a big toss-up of a game. Both teams a clear level below USC, so I still think that that's kosher here.
Yeah, I'm not worried.
To be honest, the battle for SC is going to be UConn if it gets to that point. South Dakota State is upsetting Oklahoma State 10-7. You heard it here first. It is, dog.
Oklahoma State is a team that, like, I don't know what to do with, because sometimes they just decide they don't want to miss, and other times they can't make, like, and like Staley Hurd is very, very good. But again, like, I just like they could absolutely crash out, or they could not miss and manage to really make some crazy noise. So
you do not want to see South Dakota State ever.
I think I'm
ever.
with you. Yeah. Yeah. That's not it. There's just certain teams I never want to see in the tournament. One of those teams is actually Florida Gulf Coast. So that's cool. Oklahoma getting FGCU, and then Iowa.
Isn't this also the second time Oklahoma's gotten Florida Gulf Coast? When they were a 6'11" or a 5'12", either last year or the year prior. I feel like we've seen this.
Yeah, it was. I think when they played at UCLA, UCLA was the 4. It was the 4-5. UCLA was the 4. It was the last year with like Matty Williams, and then I think they played FGCU and then into UCLA. Look, man. I mean, Florida Gulf Coast. There was so much noise around them, obviously, at the beginning of the season with Carlos Mesco deciding to go to the W and coach the Atlanta Dream. And then they just kind of kept chugging along. Like, I mean, like, there was no drop-off at all for what Florida Gulf Coast is doing. So, like, as, like, the inherent system and just what Florida Gulf Coast is as a program is exactly the same. Like, it doesn't feel different at all. So they are equally as dangerous as they have ever been. And Oklahoma, obviously, I think the biggest thing right now for Oklahoma in comparison to past years is the fact, obviously, that you have Reagan Beers. And there is now this safety net that you have not had in years past. Because every time, because, I mean, Oklahoma has never made it to a Sweet 16 under Jenny Baranczyk. And this is now, like, you know, what we do. You know, like, it's like, you know, it's kind of getting to that point where you're now hosting, like, this is an Iowa team also. I mean, we've talked about Iowa all year. We've been very high on Iowa all year since we interviewed Jan Jensen at the beginning of the year. Like, they are built on defense and are not afraid of size. Like, we saw the UCLA game. Like, they're not afraid of size. Like, they are willing to go at it and battle against it. And then you also still have Lucy Olson, who at any point can pop off, you know, like that. So Iowa in that way is terrifying because Oklahoma has still had their struggles with the turnovers. Like, that has been, it's been the same struggles of years past, even with Reagan Beers being a better safety net than they've ever had with the turnovers and the missing threes. So, like, Oklahoma, to me, just on the style of play, like, can be more volatile than certain teams at the top. But again, when you have Reagan Beers, you feel better about that. It's just a matter of, can you make the entry passes, which was the problem in the SEC tournament at times, because goodness gracious. But no, I'll be there. Boots will be on the ground. I can't wait for that. Like, those are going to be some very, very fun basketball games. And so I'm excited, but I'm not loving the pool. I mean, I was coming in kind of worried about the Florida State pool for Oklahoma. Like, that was the one I was eyeing as, like, the most dangerous 6 that, like, I didn't want to play because they have some size, they have the scoring, like, in that way to match up. But again, I've been saying Iowa's underrated all year. The 5-game losing streak in the Big Ten tanked where they were in the rankings and whatnot, but that was just a terrible stretch and not the type of team they are. The team, I feel like when March comes, they're going to be much more like the team that beat USC and much more like the team that gave UCLA a run for their money than that 5-game losing streak. So I'm not feeling incredibly confident. Not gonna lie, not feeling incredible right now. But that's what March is for. Like, I mean, like the 3-6 is always a fun one. So, like, I'm excited just from a non-biased point of view. Like, this should be a very, very fun pod in this way. But ultimately, I can't help but shake that all roads lead to UConn USC, and we get that rematch. And
it's an easy pod for UConn, and I think the stage is kind of set, even just from a matchup perspective, to get both teams to the Elite Eight. Like, there's nobody here that I'm looking at, and I think that's a testament to how good the two teams are, right? Like, I think that we have 4 legit national title contenders this year. 2 of them just happened to be in one bracket, but we knew that was going to happen because Texas was going to occupy one of those 1 seeds, whether we really liked it or not. So naturally, you know, this is the best thing you could make. I mean, would it have been kind of fun to see, like, a South Carolina UConn game with a Final Four on the line?
Run back?
That would have been pretty fun to watch. But yeah, man, like, I like portions of this, like, in a microcosm, or not a microcosm, like specific portions of this part of the bracket I like.
Yeah.
In general, I don't love, but the Norman and the Lexington pods to me are the most interesting ones here. And I think there's a lot of variance there that can happen as well.
Yeah, no, I agree. again, I feel like the Texas region is absolutely the most poised for chaos. I don't even think it's any like close at all. But Lexington and Norman here can bring some of that over to this. But I feel like LA and Stores and eventually once we get to the Sweet 16, I feel like we know where we're headed. And
Lindsay G pissed about the bracket.
Oh, what'd she say?
I thought I'd be a 1 seed and feel disrespected, but I thought the committee just thought there would be very little chance we would be the number 4 overall number 1. I don't blame her necessarily. I don't know.
Shawnee, you got... Oh, she's putting the glasses on. Oh shit.
Oh, here we go. Shawnee's back now.
Okay, so likes and subscribe to get all of our content because I'm putting together a hater guide. That's what I've been doing while my colleagues have been feeding me information, and I've just been processing and like hard at work in my basketball notebook. So we've got a haters guide coming very soon, so you guys don't want to miss that. But now hearing this new narrative, what are you talking about, girl? Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Because like
they're a better team than Texas.
You didn't show it for a lot of the year. You didn't show it for a lot of the year, and it's like, I'm sorry, but Texas had I'm sorry. Y'all had too many up and down moments. You lose to Iowa. Like, I'm sorry, you didn't take care of business all year. You did enough to be a number 1 seed. But I don't think being below Texas. I'm sorry. I think it's very interesting that everybody's been taking shots at UCLA and like USC is the one that feels disrespected. Because like when I was at all the South Carolina games, they was like, no disrespect to UCLA, but like that's a good South Carolina team. And I'm just like, what did y'all say F UCLA for? Like, god dang.
Yeah.
And we're still not getting any like stuff out of them. So it's like, I think that's very interesting for Lindsay to take that stance and that approach, especially when you have like UConn, Iowa, like teams that have given you trouble in the past, and you like, I need you to focus because like Dawn is already, her quotes are already out, and she's justifiably upset. So now my USC tethereds are providing sound bites, and I'm like one of them. I'm sorry, it makes me furrow my brow. I don't think they got screwed in this situation.
Oh, see, I think they got crazy screwed here. I'm gonna be real. Like, your only realistic blemish is a road loss to Iowa on a day where you could make a legitimate argument that more than basketball was like going on. But like, you swept the number 1 team in the number 1, then they were number 2 at home and on the road. Wins over Michigan State and Illinois and Maryland and Michigan and UConn. Like, your only blemish truly is that matchup against Iowa. And like, yeah, you had one bad game against Notre Dame. Texas did too. You also beat a common opponent. Like, you beat Ole Miss to open the year. We can argue about like the sexiness of the wins, but when I look at them versus Texas, I'm just kind of like, I think the wins are better. I think the late season run was better. And to me personally, and I know a lot of these decisions are made before the conference tournaments like really kind of kick. You can't look at both games and tell me that SC got the brakes beat off them worse than Texas did. Texas got absolutely outclassed in that game against South Carolina. At least SC hung around for a little bit. Like, I think,
but like then Texas gets their lick back, and I'm so, and I might sound like a homer, but it's like beating USC when they literally play the worst team. Who's the worst team in the W? They darn near play the Mystics. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's going to be the next non-com to get Dawn Staley the overall number 1 seed. Play the worst team in the W. She's going to play the Valkyries next year at CLA, and we'll see what happens.
That's bold because it still might be the Mystics if we're being honest. Like,
what are you prepared to do about it? But that's a quality win, and then to get the share of the regular season SEC. I'm sorry, Texas has sexier wins, and that loss to Iowa was kind of nasty. It just, Iowa's a good team, so I'm not gonna say it's anything whatever LSU had going on, but like that's kind of nasty. I don't know.
Mhm.
But like when you look at the eye test, I could see people wanting to say like USC is a better team than Texas, but it's like play the games. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you because USC's offense has still been giving us gas as recently as this last conference championship. Like that was the first game in a while where it's like, oh, how come you guys don't do this all the time? Why do you only do it against your rivals? Like, but yeah, like they not playing teams to get blown out against. I'm sorry. It's just I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I
would probably. I think I'd lean USC, to be honest.
Well, yeah, I like Emmanuel's comment. Like the bracket's perfect. Everybody's mad. Whole household mad. I love it.
Yeah.
Whole household is mad.
Like. Wait,
look, that Iowa game is going to age a whole hell of a lot differently if Iowa turns around.
Yeah.
And
also, they didn't get blown out either.
Sweet 16, straight up. Like,
7 point.
I don't know.
7 point loss. Yeah, I think there's. I think there's. Like, I don't know. Texas to me, like, I just can't trust a team or like, if you go in 5-minute droughts, that's
what I'm saying. Like, you come into the tournament averaging like 42 points a game. Like, bro, don't nobody believe in that. I'm sorry. And that's Vic's fault. Like, the jacket comes off and stuff happens, but it's just like at the end of the day, y'all gonna bring them same 42 points to every matchup. And
to me, like, I think that's like why I understand Lindsay's point, and especially because the difference in the region from being the third number one to the fourth number one, like that is brutal. Like
I don't like this. I have questions about both, but I feel like Vic and them took them same 42 points and beat South Carolina with them and got a regular season conference championship with them and hung with everybody else with those same 42 points. Do I trust those 42 points in the tournament? No. But do I think it's extremely disrespectful to Southern Cal? Also, no.
Yeah, I can see that. Like the extremely is where, like, I don't know if I go that far. I don't think it's extreme, but I can understand the argument for USC in this. Andrew.
But I do like shots fired though. I'm really good at because what number one should you have been instead of whom? Who screwed you over?
Yeah.
Point them out. Call names. Everybody get in the booth. Drop your hottest 16 and let's get all the way negative because I really like that too. If you feel disrespected, point out who's disrespecting you. Yeah. If you think UCLA is a fraudulent overall 1 seed, say that. I love that. So I mean, yeah, USC got a regular season championship too. You're right. Okay. So I'm still just like, Texas did what they need to do. I'm sorry.
Basically, Shawnee said it just means more. I'm so sorry, Shane.
That's what I'm getting.
It just means more. It just means more. Like, I'm just looking at the chat now. So Iowa Oklahoma game is going to be cinema. I don't want to think about it.
What kind of cinema? Like Oppenheimer.
It's gonna be Interstellar, but only the parts where they're talking about the farms. It's just corn talk. It's just Andrew. You have your bracket. Are you?
I do, but before we do, so everyone is aware. So the way the WBIT works, it's the secondary tournament that happens underneath the NCAA. Great field this year. It's like going to be a legitimately fun tournament with the amount of mid-major bid stealers that we saw. So there's a lot of number one regular season champions in mid-majors that are going to be in this tournament this year. But the number one seeds across all four are the first 4 teams out of the NCAA tournament. So now we know who the first 4 teams out are. I'm going to read them off, and then I want your guys' reactions. Virginia Tech, Okay.
Mhm.
St. Joe's, James Madison, and the University of Colorado are your first four out.
First four out.
Is there anyone that you think of those four that I just listed, any of those four that you think has a case over anybody currently in the field right now?
Not really.
I feel like
I'm pretty cool with it. Like
we got a lot of like mid-majory type teams.
Mhm.
And I'm not gonna sit here and act like I watched all of Fairleigh Dickinson's game.
My Fair Dickinson.
Yeah, My Fair Dickinson. Like I didn't watch all of the mid-majors as much as Andrew did. So that would be my thing. Like there was a shift though, because we got a lot of mid-majors, and for those to be the first four out and have the name recognition, and we just saw Virginia Tech and the Outlier tip-off. So they had like some solid non-con, matchups. It's just if you ain't get it done, I don't know what to tell you. It seemed like listening to the lady talk, she was like, yeah, we was going with the S curve and blah, blah, blah. So it sounded like they did a whole bunch of math and was using those graphs that Kevin Durant hates when you talk about basketball. Pretty close to that. So I'm like, if there was a consistent theme, and you saw this year that a lot of new teams and those mid-majors got it done and y'all didn't, I'm sorry. Go play LSU. Tell them to quit being scary.
I mean,
St. Joe's or JMU over like Iowa State is really my only one where I'm like,
yeah, it had
Iowa. Personally, I wasn't moved by Iowa State this year.
No, I think they were very disappointing. I think they had a decent end to their year, like on a bit of a higher note. But even then, like, I mean, still.
That was a top 10 team at the start of the year.
That's what I'm saying. Like from obviously the bar that was set for Iowa State going into this year was not met at all. Yeah. But I mean, you might be banking on like the possibility of Audi in March is like, like if you're from like the committee
like it could like upset a
so like I get it from that perspective, but like had Iowa State they barely snuck, like they barely to me did enough. Like this last little late season push that they had was what they needed.
I'd agree.
Yeah, I'm not, again, outside of an Audi superstar performance, even Addie Brown superstar performance, like she's capable of that. I don't think they're gonna go very deep into this. But
all right, I got 9 minutes until I got to get off and make some dinner.
Okay, we'll quick fire this. Remember, Andrew, this bracket is going to be in the No Cap Space Bracket Challenge, where you guys can enter link in the description, also right here in the chat. So folks, get entered. Prizes are on the line. Let's look at what Andrew.
# roast my bracket. Okay. Nothing too crazy, with the exception
you
of
zoom in
two.
And go region by region.
Yeah,
I have actually that's a better idea. Okay, so region 1 kind of chalk on the top as expected. I feel like we're getting chalk here. A bit of madness. I want to put Florida State here, but I'm hovering. George Mason is a team that legitimately can cause problems, and it's one bad Florida State performance away. And I'll say this for Florida State. They've been an 8-9 seed quite often in this tournament, but they haven't won first round matchups under Brooke Wyckoff. And granted, this is a different team. Everyone's a year older. It's a little bit better, but that to me is a concern. So I'm putting George Mason there for the first upset of the tournament. Obviously, I feel really good about Michigan State. Michigan State,
I'm really eyeing that, yeah.
Yep. But I toyed with the idea of putting them into the Elite Eight based on the injury availability. But Kim Mulkey and March, like, say whatever you want about Mulkey, you just can't argue with the success that she has in this tournament and how she gets her teams up to do it. UCLA going to the Final Four out of this bracket. And so we move on to the other side. Here things get a little weird just because I really don't know what the hell is going to come out of the bottom of this, and I might change this I might get scared off this West Virginia pick. This is just like shooting from the hip. South Carolina is going to beat everybody up. Norfolk State, I think they're legitimately going to beat Maryland. I think that is one of the few handful of mid-major matchups where you're like, yeah, that actually helps the mid-major, not the high major. Like the Fairfield K-State game is an example of the matchup favoring the high major team. This is one of the small ones that fits the mid-major. I got West Virginia winning. This is where it can get funky. I might get scared off this pick. I'll be honest with you, but because they don't have a big, but also none of these teams
really do.
Like you could make a legit argument that if Vanderbilt gets hot, they could end up in the Elite Eight here.
I think,
hand to God, I might change this, and I might change this before the actual first four.
Yeah,
and put Vanderbilt there because North Carolina's got Maria Gokdeng. That makes a lot, like that's a team with a big that can make that run. But to me, this is chaos incarnate.
Yeah,
both these pods.
Yeah.
You just based off the fact that there's not a particularly dominant team here, because there's not a particularly dominant team here. You can put any permutation here, and I think it could be right, it could be wrong.
Yeah.
We'll move over onto Birmingham 3, and yes, the Texas disrespect. I just don't see it with Texas, dog. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, and to me,
Tennessee. Tennessee beating Texas?
Dude, I legit think this could be there could be some Kim Caldwell myth making with the Lady Vols this March. Also on top of that, here's what it comes down to for me. This tournament is about your best player making having the best moments. I'm betting on a Talasia Cooper run here.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. And here's
it's not impossible.
This is Tennessee and Iowa have the same affliction this year. A lot of single-digit losses. So truly, capital E, elite team. Yeah. So what you're betting on, whether it's Iowa or Tennessee, you are betting on the law of averages favoring Tennessee in these matchups. And again, Tennessee and Texas, it was 80-76, and it was 76
in Austin, right?
With 45 seconds to play. I don't think this is not Texas wins by 20, and I'm just making a stone's throw. Like when you put these two teams on the floor against each other the last time, it came down to a difference of a couple of shots here and there. So who's to say this can't go? Now, Tennessee and Ohio State's going to be interesting because I'm really curious how a high volume shooting team from range like Tennessee handles Ohio State's press. And that could be the thing that stalls this entire run, But I'm keeping faith in Tennessee there. I love Michigan, and I think these are really fun games here for the both of them. But I feel like Niele Ivey, this is put up or shut up. Like TCU to me this season is playing with house money. And from a narrative standpoint, TCU does not have the narrative agenda juice that Notre Dame has for something like this. Like every season, a team that makes it to the Final Four or to the final has a legit argument from the storyline about what it is, right? Like you get South Carolina revenge tours in here, right? You get Caitlin Clark in Iowa trying to make the run with her. You get LSU's nobody believed in us because of our terrible non-con in 2023. Like every team that does this has some type of storyline that they need to follow. TCU to me feels like we're announcing ourselves, but like we're still a bit ahead of where we thought we might have been. Notre Dame's got a legit, like, we got to come together and do this thing. Like the power of belief and the power of friendship type stuff, And because of that, I think Notre Dame is my Final Four pick here. Plus, I love the idea just from, again, the TV brain in me of like maximizing the attention around this sport. Tennessee Notre Dame game would be a hell.
The Greer hate watch would be electric. The Greer hate watch,
absolutely elite. Final one here, Spokane 4. Again, all roads lead to USC and UConn here. The South Dakota State beats Oklahoma State, and I'm sorry, Tyler. Iowa.
Hey, what the hell?
Better. I'm gonna tell you exactly why I feel this way. Jenny and Jan, they have Jan has seen Jenny's offense because it's off of the Lisa Bluter Drake tree, which is where Jenny came from.
It's Drake.
If anybody knows how to frustrate from a schematic perspective, what that is, it's Jan. And on top of that, this is not the Lisa Bluter Iowa teams. Jan's teams play defense. And and you can stick Ava Hayden onto Beers, or Addison O'Grady. There's size that you can throw at Beers. And if you're going singular star, Lisa Olson's the best player on the floor in that game. So I'm sorry to say, if you're able to put multiple bodies, yes, I think I'm taking Olson because Olson is again in this tournament. It's a guard.
No, what I hate is that I completely you're making total sense right now. Is what's pissing me off.
And all right, Final Four: South Carolina beats Notre Dame. UCLA gets the lick again on USC. We get a rematch of that December game, and in spite of a close matchup, UCLA wins national championship.
Wow!
And at 7:40,
well, Andrew, we're about
hard out drops.
Andrew,
let's roast me in the replies.
Take a breath.
Andrew, this is where we will all exit. But we will exit Andrew with an announcement before you go real quick. Because folks, yes, we do have our home field collection, which you can find every piece of women's basketball merch, which I will drop the link to right here. He left before the announcement.
Well, he had a heart out at he said 9 minutes, and then he kept that's all I was like, no.
Oh my goodness. Fine. Whatever, Andrew. You can find the link in the description to the home field and also in the chat right there. No Cat 15. Every piece of women's basketball merch. Get ready for March Madness. It's here. But Shawnee, yes, we have the bracket challenge. Shawnee, yes, we have the home field collection. But we come prepared with yet another announcement. Because we know now, with the brackets, the road to Tampa Bay. And now that we know the road to Tampa Bay and the Final Four, I feel like boots should be on the ground there. Since we know the way there.
Sense, yeah.
I mean, that
we
makes
got
sense.
Google Maps.
We got. I mean, I could book a flight. I could book a hotel.
You know what? I've already booked a flight. It's funny you say that. Yeah, because it's something,
And I swear that Greer booked the flight to Tampa Bay too. That is so crazy. Because, folks, not only are my boots going to be on the ground, not only are Greer's boots going to be on the ground, not only Shawnee's boots are going to be on the ground, no cat space is going to the Final Four. We are credentialed. It is official. The boots will be on the ground in Tampa Bay. Not only will we have you covered every night with the lives, we will be taking you the entire way, all the way to Tampa Bay until us ourselves are in Tampa Bay. And
with our one shining moment, you get to be there with us and share our one shining moment. And it is because of you. It is because of the support you guys have given us over the last year that we're even able to do this. Y'all in the live right now, y'all that have subscribed, y'all that have shared, y'all that have submitted content. Because shout out to JP for giving me hate fuel. It made my breakfast go down strong. But no, again, we thank you. We thank you for supporting the merch. Go get you some home field stuff because there's still time to get it before the first round, y'all. You can support your team. You can support the team that's playing your least favorite team. You can do that because it's got some collections. So pick a team you hate and then cheer against them if you don't have your favorite in there. So, again, we thank you all for the support. We're really, really, really looking forward to giving you guys this coverage come April. So Stay locked in, because if it's South Carolina and UConn, man, listen.
Oh, the national championship.
It might have to be boots on the ground, gloves in the air. Me and Greer just
I'll ref. I'm gonna look like the one boxing ref
going at it.
Ooh. Oh man, but no, like we are, like genuinely, a year ago, like we were brand new and we tried to get credentials and they were like, no. And then now a year later, we get 3. Like genuinely, like from the bottom of our hearts, this means so much to us. And a lot of this goes to the paid subscribers as well that just dropped. Like the support to that helps us all be able to invest into this and give you as much of the best coverage that we possibly can. So truly, from all of us in Ncaa space, thank y'all. Thank you for allowing us to go and cover this great game that we love, that y'all love, and doing the best we can to bring you the coverage that is needed with the boots on the ground. So we will have 3 people there, everything going on around it, the fan, like anything that you need, Ncaa space have you covered. So make sure you're subscribed here on the YouTube. Again, it's about to get wicked. The work schedule is booked for what we have going down. So make sure you're subscribed
to get crazy. And I'm not even talking about the actual tournament starting at the end of the week. This week is about to be crazy. We have content out the wazoo for y'all.
Yes.
Including this hater guide that I got my notes.
She's ready. I can't wait to read it. I can't wait to read it.
There's a hater's guide coming out.
So make sure you guys are subscribed across the board. Again, the Ncaa Space Collection. Use code NOCAT15 to get 15% off your first order with Home Field. We got you covered here on the YouTube. Hit the bell so you're notified every time we go live. It'll be every night. At least you're getting at least one upload, one live, like at least one piece of YouTube content every night throughout this entire tournament. You're getting written content as well on NoCatSpaceWBB.com. And again, if you want to directly support us, the paid subscribers, there's a ton of content as well on there. It helps us go and do these things and put boots on the ground and give you the coverage that we want to. So again, truly, thank you for allowing us to go and do this. And we promise to bring you the best content out of Tampa Bay, because the boots will be on the ground, multiple pairs at that. Stomping across Tampa Bay. Oh my goodness. I can't wait. So thank y'all for all of the support. And folks, get ready. And we'll see you next time.
It's time to hate. Let's go.